My name is Kemanando Biko. So this channel is about non-sectarian approach to Buddhism. This channel belongs to Puxian Center or Samantabhadra Vihara. It is located in Malaysia on Penang Island. I was invited to help propagate Buddhism through this channel and through this center. In this video I will make a basic introduction about Buddhism, such as Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Path, etc. So Buddhism is an ancient religion and philosophy. Some people may call Buddhism rather a teaching than religion, because mostly people perceive religion as the teaching who believe in a god or many gods and worship them as ultimate beings. But Buddhism is different from such approach. Buddhism doesn't deny deities, but it's perceiving the nature of deities through the different approach. For example, deities viewed as beings who not permanent. They have same impermanent nature like any other beings in the universe. So they arise, living, and pass away. Buddhism is based on the teachings of Siddhartha Buddha Sakyamuni, but even more because according to Buddhism there were many Buddhas, not only Siddhartha Gautama Sakyamuni. For example, before Buddha Sakyamuni there was Buddha Kassapa or Kashyapa. Before Buddha Kashyapa there was also about 6 previous Buddhas in some way, but some other traditions they count like 24 past Buddhas, and future Buddha also will come, future Buddha known as Buddha Metteyya or Maitreya. When Buddhism says about Buddha, he rather means Samma Sambuddha or Samyak Sambuddha. This means a person who attains realization when there is no teaching in the world about true nature of the reality. So, and after achieving this, he spread teaching to the universe, to all beings in the world. So there is also another different kind of Buddhas like Savaka or Shravaka Buddha. This kind of Buddha is called also Arahant, is being who attain the highest reality or realizing ultimate reality through the teaching of the already existing Buddha during his life or after he passed away. And there are also Pacceka Buddhas or Pratyeka Buddhas. So this kind of Buddhas, they exist only when there is no teaching in the world, when there is no Dhamma. So they attain by themselves and they not spread any teaching in the world, but just pass away after attainment. So most people decide that Buddha lived about 2500 years ago in areas of modern India and Nepal, and some also thinking maybe he getting areas of Bangladesh and Pakistan. There is also many legendary accounts. Some people they believe this, that Buddha arrived to the other territories like Thailand, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, and Cambodia, Laos, or China, any other countries through the supernatural powers. But this is rather like legends because there is no any historical evidence for this. So Buddha achieved awakening to the true nature of life. This actually includes many things like Four Noble Truths realization and insight into 3 characteristics of reality like anicca, dukkha, anatta, and many other things like purification of the mind also is part of this attainment, and cessation, like nirvana is actually means cessation, the most exact meaning. So to shortly say, he just realized that the nature of the reality is different than most people perceive, because most people perceive that reality is like permanent. Most people believe that reality is happiness. Meanwhile, because it's impermanent, the also result of this is suffering. but most people, they don't want to perceive reality as it is, because it is also brings some kind of unhappiness. But if you realize that the true nature of reality is impermanent, then you can surely see that there is no happiness, everything impermanent. Even if you get something what can bring you happiness, this happiness will pass away, because this happiness is not permanent. So main goal of Buddhism is liberation from the suffering. Suffering is also very broad term, because it not only includes just normal suffering of body and mind, like through the perception, but also include the cycle of reincarnation, the impermanence, and the 5 aggregates. We will discuss it later. Also, awakening in Buddhism have special meaning. It's not like other teachings or religions. Usually awakening in Buddhism means insight into 4 noble truths. So through this realization of 4 noble truths, you can awaken from the dream of ignorance. And after you awakened from the dream of ignorance, then you attain nirvana or nibbana. It usually means cessation and pacification,